Autopilot inside of ERLC is something that we all have wanted. So today I'm showing you a game that actually has real autopilot, and I'm going to be discussing how I think this could be implemented inside of ERLC. Game I've been playing for a very long time. I remember when cars are free, and I think this was in beta when I checked it out on the channel before. But obviously now all the vehicles are paid for and they've actually got charged. So I think it's really cool. So I've got a few cars here right now. I am in the Model 3. Just so you know, some of the things that I do show off in this video does come paid. I think it's really cheap. It's only like 1,000 Robux. So it is pretty cheap to be able to do these things. I'm going to show you how good this self-driving is before I actually enable the autopilot on the roads. Like, I mean, it is really good. So as you can see, this is nearly perfect, and I reckon this parked it better than I could have, because that is very straight to the lines. See, if I do the same thing, it took 2 turns. So if I do the same thing, and I'm going to try it with 1 turn and see if that's possible, which is probably not, let's be honest. See, if I even try to do it with 1 turn, see how uneven that is. The AI can do it so even. It is really good. Now in this parking lot, this is blacked out because you obviously cannot use it. But once I get on the road, I am able to turn on autopilot. So these are all the controls. So I'm going to go up to 50. And I'm also going to turn on autopilot. I did right as the light turned red. So there's also all these features down here, like detected intersection. So I'm not going to wait at this red light for ages, so I'm just going to go through it. But it also does have auto lane change. So if I indicate, this is still not me driving, I am just indicating, and it's able to change lanes. So auto lane change cancelled. It does do that sometimes. It does rethink what it's doing, and it's just turned in here because I still had the indicator on. But point is, it's really good at self-driving. Now let's move on to the next feature. So the next feature is the menu. So it's a really realistic Tesla. Now if you have a Tesla in real life, you'll be able to see, well, this is not exactly what it looks like, but these are basically all the features that you get. So I think the default is these two, so you only have automatic braking on. But if I have regenerative braking and auto light, as you can see, it'll turn basically auto light is not that cool. It'll just turn the lights on. There are also features like auto speed assist. So if this road had a speed limit of, let's just say, 30 miles per hour, it'll limit the speed. As you can see, it's currently limiting the speed, and it is recognizing the speed limits here. So I think it misrecognized that sign because that said 35 and it went up to 45. But it's really realistic. The only thing is that the turning physics for these cars are extremely unrealistic, I've got to say, especially with the acceleration that they have. So I've got plaid mode on, but if I just try and turn, like if you're on keyboard, it's nearly impossible to turn because it is just really responsive and unrealistic. See, if you were in a if you're in a car in real life and you bank left, for example, as you can see, you can't just turn like that. You'd have really slow turning, but it's just so sensitive that even when I'm going about 120, I can just swerve all over the road. And sometimes it also decalibrates the automatic emergency braking, so it's a bit buggy on that part. But I want to say this is really good. The last thing that I want to show you guys, so I'm going to get on the highway for this, is the fact that you can actually hit other players' vehicles. So say you did want to AFK grind and you just chuck on autopilot and you're going the speed limits, let's say 100. either another player comes along and you can actually hit this vehicle. So if you hit a vehicle into the field, okay, it would probably have been better to do that back there because there was actually a field. But point is, if another player hits you even into a field, Autopilot will try recalibrate, and if it can meet the lines, but sometimes it just doesn't, and it does a really weird thing. And at one point, yep, auto steer unavailable for the rest of this drive. So if you are AFK grinding and you go whatever to the shops, to the pool, or something like that, obviously Autopilot won't work and you won't be there to recalibrate it, so you'll be making no money for that time. The other thing that can happen is, if I usually have my Autopilot set to around 110, so it can go around the speed of the car. It only goes up to 100, but if you're going downhill, you don't want it to limit how fast the hill can drag you. So I usually go for a nice comfortable 110. But also the only thing is if the car automatically navigates into the one of the exterior lanes. So if I just start driving in these, what tends to happen is it will either hit one of these curbs, it'll be going into the shoulder and it'll hit one of these curbs, or what it will do is it will be in this lane, and when there's a turn, and I don't think there is a turn coming up necessarily, but it will just accidentally not make the turn and it will swerve the tiniest bit out. So it'll be going 100 and it will turn the tiniest bit out, and it'll just throw the whole Autopilot off, because even if I go on the shoulder here, it'll try and recorrect, which it did that time, but it'll just throw it off just like the tiniest bit just here. If I chuck Autopilot on, it'll get really confused, and then it will also say that I can't do anything or just stop like so. So let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.